Hey guys, Battle KCT back again, and so I want to talk to you guys about something kind of special, and this is something that I've been working on for a while, and so this is my Perfect PDW. So we're talking about this little guy or girl, baby doll, I think we call her. And so what I want to do is just do kind of a brief series on what this gun is, why I decided to make it this way, what it's for, what it's not for, and things that I learned making it, and things that I really wanted to use on this build, because there's a couple things that came out during the build that I was able to get a hold of that really kind of set things off. One is the brace mod from Space Rifle. The other is the front sight post. I don't need this right. Front sight post. It's a like fiber optic sight that goes ahead and attaches to your WML and gives you an aiming point. So it's pretty right on as far as like running a rear sight and the dot and everything. So we'll get into kind of what that is and why. A while ago I did a video on setback iron sights and how they were good. Well, this is great because number one, I get a longer sight radius instead of putting my sights here. It's up here. And number two, I also have the weight savings of just using like an ABS plastic ring here versus an entire folding sight mechanism here. So like I said, we will go ahead and get into an actual series here. I'm going to make these videos pretty short for a couple reasons. Number one, everybody's attention span is pretty short these days. And number two, I don't want to get too in depth without being able to just kind of show you guys something that you find interesting. And me rambling on forever is probably cool to maybe 3 people on the internet. So, so what is this? Well, it is a 6.5-inch barreled 300 blackout. And when I was designing this, I was really keen to go for something in 300 blackout. Now, I've been working on this for a while, and I have another like a 10.5 pistol to go with it. That's 5.56, but this has sort of been the culmination of quite a bit of work. So this originally shared a lower with the 5.56, and finally got to the point where it's like, okay, everything else was caught up, gun wise, project wise. I could go ahead and afford to put together another lower, and finally do a home for this one and essentially get another pistol out of the deal. So finally did that. Why did I go with 300 blackout? Well, number one, I think that, and again, this is my feelings. Guys, I understand there's the hate mail section in our inbox, and I know the internet is gonna have something to say. That's fine. Have you guys ever say something in the comments? That's fine. But for me, having a gun this short, I didn't want to go into 5.56 for a couple reasons. Number one, the velocity loss. We go back and forth on that all the time. From Abner saying, hey, you put a hold on somebody with 5.56 that they're bleeding, to people saying, okay, well, it's way too short to be effective at that barrel length. Not that 300 blackout is the end all be all. So guys, sometimes you guys get into the caliber and you think, okay, well, I have a 30 caliber bullet. It's not so dependent on velocity. I can just kind of do whatever I want with it. Well, in my mind, that's not quite correct. So you do have to work with it. You do have to actually make sure you get some decent loads for it. You're not shooting like the steel case stuff that, just a ball round. I'm more confident with a 300 blackout in this size than I would be with a 5.56 for, again, the potency of the cartridge, and then also the gun functioning as intended, because we're at a pistol gas at this point, so it's real short. So that's why. Now, also in this, what kind of spurred this build on to go and get it done right now is, so this is being filmed at the end of October 2020. So, for anybody that watches, I'll be 40 in like 2 days. So this will obviously not go up until after that. So you guys will see me. Sorry, just tucking my mic back in there. So the world's not getting any better, and I'm not going to get political. That's for everyone else on the internet to do and me to ignore. But if we look outside, things are not getting better, and having a pistol, being a CPL holder in my state, this I can just put on the passenger seat of my car, throw like a 100-round drum mag in it, and it's totally legal because it's a pistol. and I'm a CPL holder. So being able to put this wherever I wanted without running afoul of any legalities is pretty nice. Now, this may not be my car carbine in the long run, just simply for the fact that with the 10.5, it is an excellent gun, and I like having the ammunition commonality for probably more people out there, so that if you're running around and whether it's something you pick up or somebody that you're with that you can share magazines, that you can go ahead and do that. With a 300 blackout is far more specialized, and you're not probably going to find many people running that. If something hits the fan. But we'll see. I've got a ton of ammo for it, so maybe it'll just be one of those guns that's always with me. So, but anyways, yeah. So the world is not getting any better, and having a hard hitting, potent kind of CQB gun, to me is very very pertinent because again I've got my 10.5, I got a bunch of 16s. You know, I've got kind of a lot of things that can fill a lot of roles. But for something like this, where I can throw this in my go bag with like 4 or 5 magazines and some ear pro, and you have a very very portable little whoop ass machine. So that's why I decided to do it. So what were the considerations when I made this gun? Of course, number one, we have the short barrel. That was done by our friends at V7 Weapon Systems. They are awesome. KCT V7 is the code you want to use when you shop with them, and you get either free stuff or free swag with your order, depending on how big your order is. So if you're like building a complete rifle, you probably get some pretty sweet stuff from them. So just throw that out there. So the V7 barrel is insanely accurate. It prints clover leaves without trying. It seems like a laser. Now I'm not a very good shooter. There's guys that'll sit there, oh, you can do this, you can do that. That's fine. But this thing works for what it is and what I have. I find it to be very, very accurate. I have not had a single jam that I remember, and also not like a single like failure, defeat, or eject or anything like that too. So, and that's even shooting bullshit steel case from like Wolf through it. Yes, so the lightweight, the caliber was important. The ability to be a completely centerline gun was also important, because if this is in a case, or if this is something that's set up in the car somewhere or whatever, I wanted everything to be in line with the bore and the receiver, because I don't want stuff kind of sticking off to either side. And then of course, if you're using it around vehicles or other things like that, you have everything center mounted, so you can work the light right or left however you want it. So that was one of the big things. I didn't want to have a light coming out to the side. I've got that on my 10.5, and I really don't like it. So that was a big deal for me too. Everything else, it's not quite ambi charging handle, one-sided safety selector, just standard mil spec. But everything is really, really super light on this. Most of it's polymer, except for the rail. And I would be surprised if this gun is 6 pounds. I would say it's probably sub 6 pounds. I will weigh it at some point here. We'll find out. But that's with optic and everything else like that. So that's why I wanted to do that. Everything was kind of made a conscious decision. The triggers, mil spec. I didn't want to go for like a raised trigger for something like that, because if you're using it, yeah. So. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And of course, what I'll typically do with my 300 blackout rifles is I do them in black and tan, so that I know, what is the blackout, what is the 5.56, and then I do the magazines generally in tan as well. So either paint them or buy in tan. So that pretty much covers the design philosophy behind this. And yeah, so there she is. So we'll go ahead and we'll wrap this one up, and I will start producing, we'll probably just film them in a batch, some of the design videos, and we'll do kind of a breakdown of what it is. I know a lot of guys have been asking about short-barreled 300 blackouts, and so this is probably a good one to go ahead and discuss. So guys, definitely check out the next ones coming up in this series. I'll probably release them sequentially, so they'll be, like Saturday and then Wednesday, because Saturday, Wednesday are the days that I release new videos. So like and share, comment, subscribe. That really, really helps us. We are a very small channel. We're growing, but the algorithm is not kind to gun-based channels. It's one small click for you. It means a hell of a lot for us. Yeah, so we can keep doing this. So, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.